Congress kind of has a do-nothing reputation, particularly the predecessors, the 112th Congress. What is your plan to kind of remove that reputation?
Sure. Well, I don't think it'll take much. Currently, the Congress is rated at just below a root canal when it comes to approval ratings. It is imperative that we work together, and I don't think that compromise should be a dirty, filthy word as it has been for the past few years. Whether you're in a business relationship or in a relationship with a significant other, you compromise to achieve a goal. And compromise is essentially coming together and convincing the other side that this is what we need to do to accomplish things. The question is what do we do and how do we do it? I think that one of the best things that we can do in this Congress is forge personal relationships. The way that I've been as a business owner, and the way that I've tried to achieve success, is by reaching out to people and talking to them. When they know that you have a few kids, maybe their kids' age, or you share some of the same likes, whether it's a sport, football, baseball, whatever it may be, you begin to take that personal relationship and move forward with it. Unfortunately, for the past several years, Washington, on both sides of the aisle, have only been watching the kind of talking heads on TV, the people spouting off and yelling at each other. We need to forge personal relationships, find areas where we can work together, and begin to move forward, and then I think the American people will have some respect for us.
You know, compromise is not really a word that gets thrown around, but it doesn't really get followed up on. Do you think that you can kind of affect that, or will you kind of think you might get swallowed up in kind of the business as usual?
You have to fight against it, and I realize that Washington is sort of the quote-unquote belly of the beast right now, but I think that there are people who are taking a new attitude. In our freshman class, we recently finished up a retreat, a bipartisan retreat, where we had people who affect policy, who list us, the numbers, the statistics, etc., showing us, here's where you're at, and here's what you have to do if you want to get out of debt and shore up your deficits that this country has been running for far too long. And I will tell you that both Democrats and Republicans left that retreat kind of in awe of the problems that we face today. The one thing that I really want to stress is that our problems are not about racism or hatred or rich or poor. Our problems in Washington right now are numbers. 70% of our budget isn't even discussed. It's not talked about. We need to take care of that 70%. And what that means is saving Social Security and saving Medicare for generations to come. Not just the people right here and right now, but generations to come. And until we come together to find areas to, in fact, compromise and work together, we're not going to get anywhere. But I look forward to being able to reach across the aisle and do just that.
President today was talking about the debt ceiling, kind of put the onus on Republicans. I know you're not into the legislative process yet. I'm not going to ask you about policy,
sure.
But as a Republican, how do you respond to that?
Well, I think unfortunately for the past few years, the onus, as you said, has been put on House Republicans. But let's take a look at really legislatively what has happened. The House Republicans are the only ones who are passing budgets and saying, and at least sending it to the Senate to say, here you are, let's do something, let's work with this. Yet the Senate still today is where things go to die. Harry Reid won't let things come to even to the floor to discuss them. What we need is an open debate. Even if the Senate, even if Harry Reid does not like what's being presented to him, at least open it up for discussion. Because once you do, then I think that we can find both chambers working together on our problems. And to go back to that respect or lack of approval rating from the American people, I think that hopefully once we get some discourse going and talking about our problems, we can then begin to find areas to work together, and we'll get some respect in doing so.
What is it that you want to bring home to Southwest Florida?
Our district is a microcosm of what's happening around the United States. We have been absolutely devastated by the real estate bubble and devastated by the economy collapsing. We're still facing inexcusably high unemployment. We still have homes across our district that are underwater. And these are my neighbors, these are my family members. And being the microcosm, well, that's our goal in the 113th Congress needs to be about the economy. Again, our problems are not racism, hatred, anger. Our problems are numbers. And the question fundamentally, I think right now for Democrats and Republicans is who makes this country great? The federal government are hardworking American people. And I believe in people. I believe in unleashing the entrepreneurial spirit, allowing government to, if it's not to wholeheartedly get out of the way, the best thing that we can do for business owners across this country is give them stability and certainty. Allow them to let them know, where does the tax code for the where does the tax code stand for the next several years? How will Obamacare really affect your business? What is it that we as a government can do to give you the certainty and stability so you can go doing what you need to do, which is hiring people and growing your business?